Here is my hiking equipment. You start off with a pack here. It's a 45 litre Osprey Stratos, I think, or 40 litre even. This is what I use when I'm hiking or doing bushcraft. It's my primary pack. And over here you can see my sleeping mat, which is a Thermarest. It's one of the original ones. And next to it is a $5 picnic blanket. It's got a sort of like a water resistant bottom, so sometimes I take that with me and just use that to sit on. Next to that is my Lux tent, and inside there is also the interior part, which I use as a mosquito net, and to the side of that is a small tarp that I sometimes use as well. More often than not I just take the Lux outer and I don't take the inner, and also sometimes I'll just use a DD tarp. To the left of that is my sleeping bag. This is just a small 12 degree sleeping bag. I think it's a down one. Compressor's quite small. To the left of that is I think it's a hunker bivvy. That's primarily what I use, and then there's a air pillow next to that, and my lavu, half a lavu there. I use it as a raincoat and just a general shelter. And then I've got a balaclava which I use when I'm sleeping to keep the mozzies off. There's a buff there and a hat, and somewhere around there will also be a mozzie net which goes over the hat or the balaclava. Okay, so there's my wash kit. That just contains a towel, washing line, comb, shampoo, some Factor 80 sunblock, toothpaste, and mostly all environment friendly stuff. To the right of that is my Mora knife and my Baku saw. Very seldom use those. There's not really much need unless I'm doing some carving or something like that. To the right of that is my cooking kit. It contains my jet boil and a couple of gas canisters. In the front is knife, fork and spoon kit and my coffee making kit. On the left hand side there you'll see a light, my hiking gloves, and an electronics pouch. On the right hand side there's a mount for a water bottle which I use for rehydrating food if I need to do that. On the right of that is my medical kit, and I have gone through that in a previous video, and to the right of that is my utility pouch. That contains toilet roll, batteries, electronics, compass, Sawyer water filter, and various other bits and pieces in there. And then I have some cord and some tie downs for if I need straps for various things, my hiking poles which I also use as tent poles, and then there's a waterproof bag. In the orange pouch there is a small fold down aluminium table. I find that useful for making a little platform, put my stove on and for doing craft work on. And then there's a waterproof bag which I keep some electronics in. To the left of that is some blue stuff sacks, compression sacks. Typically I'll put my tent in there, and the other one I'll use for clothes. I have a camel which goes in my pack, and that holds 3 litres. This is my fishing kit. On the left there is my fishing rod. It's a 3-piece carbon spinning rod, so it's quite flexible. I use it for sea fishing, salmon fishing and trout fishing. For trout I typically use float and fly rather than fly casting. It's my fishing hat, pair of pliers, my reel, utility box, which is basically knife sharpener, pliers and scales, and then underneath that is my flies, spinners, hooks and various other bits and pieces. The pouch is a Helicantex Escape pouch, E&E pouch I think, and that contains my spare fishing line, leaders, cloth and plastic bag for carrying things. Above here is my motorcycle bag, so everything, all my kit goes in here as well, and when I'm motorcycle camping I'll take a couple of extra plates and bits and pieces with me as well. I'll also carry a motorcycle toolkit. That's really everything from my perspective.